Ladies and gentlemen, let's begin with a simple truth. The perfect relationship doesn't exist in the way many of us think. The idea that we will find someone who ticks every box, fulfills all our needs, and makes us feel complete at every moment is a myth. But here's the empowering reality. The perfect relationship is not about finding someone who is flawless. It's about finding someone with whom you can grow, challenge each other, and build a meaningful connection. And that journey starts with one fundamental question. Who are you? Before you can build a perfect relationship, you must first understand yourself. Too often we enter relationships seeking someone to complete us, to fix us, or to fill the emptiness inside, but true connection is built on the foundation of self-awareness. The more you know yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses, your values, the better equipped you are to create a relationship that truly works. It's not about finding someone to fill a void, but about meeting someone who complements the life you've already started to build for yourself. When you begin with self-awareness, the next step is clarity. You need a clear vision of the relationship you want. Ask yourself, what are your core values? What are your non-negotiables? The perfect partner won't be perfect in every way, but they should align with what matters most to you. Whether it's trust, respect, communication, or shared goals, clarity of vision ensures you're not swayed by fleeting attraction or momentary comfort. A relationship is about building something greater together, and that starts with both of you being clear about the future you want to create. Before you even consider seeking a perfect relationship with someone else, the most important relationship to focus on is the one you have with yourself. This is often overlooked or minimized in conversations about love, but it is the foundation of everything that follows. If you don't understand who you are, what you stand for, or what you truly want, then how can you expect to find a relationship that aligns with your values, needs, and desires? The journey to finding a healthy and fulfilling relationship begins with self-awareness. Self-awareness means understanding your own emotions, desires, fears, strengths, and weaknesses. It means being able to recognize your own patterns of behavior and being willing to challenge them when necessary. It's about understanding why you react the way you do in certain situations, why certain people trigger specific emotions in you, and how you can grow from those experiences. When you have this clarity about who you are, you will be better equipped to navigate relationships. You will know what you need, and more importantly, what you don't need. If you are unsure of your own identity, you may be prone to seeking external validation, relying on others to define your worth. But when you know yourself, your confidence is rooted in your own value, not in how others perceive you. So what does starting with yourself really mean in practical terms? It means taking the time to reflect on your life, your values, and your goals. What are the things that make you feel alive? What are the values that guide you in life? Do you know what brings you peace? What makes you excited? Or what fills you with purpose? These are the questions that require deep introspection. Starting with yourself also means cultivating self-love and self-compassion. It means giving yourself permission to make mistakes and grow without being too harsh or critical of yourself. It's about forgiving yourself for past mistakes, recognizing that you are not defined by your failures, but by your ability to learn from them and move forward. When you practice self-love, you not only accept yourself as you are, but you also create a space within yourself for growth and transformation. This self-acceptance becomes an important component in any relationship because when you love yourself, you are less likely to seek validation or approval from others, and you're more likely to approach relationships from a place of abundance rather than need. Another critical aspect of starting with yourself is setting boundaries. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, and you can't expect others to respect you if you don't first respect your own boundaries. This involves understanding your emotional, physical, and mental limits. It means saying no when something doesn't align with your values or when something feels uncomfortable. When you are clear about your boundaries and enforce them, you protect your peace and create an environment where healthy relationships can thrive. It also means being honest with yourself about your past and what you've learned from it. Every relationship you've been in, every encounter you've had has been an opportunity for growth. The mistakes you made, the lessons you learned, and the experiences you went through, these are the building blocks of self-awareness. They shape your desires, your expectations, and your approach to future relationships. If you've been hurt in the past, it's crucial to acknowledge that hurt, learn from it, and not carry it as baggage into a new relationship. Healing from past wounds allows you to enter a new relationship with an open heart, unburdened by previous pain. When you start with yourself, you take responsibility for your own happiness and fulfillment. You stop relying on someone else to complete you, to fill the empty spaces within you. Instead, you recognize that you are already whole and that any future relationship will be a partnership between two whole individuals. This mindset is crucial because a healthy relationship isn't about fixing each other, but about supporting each other in your growth and evolution. Starting with yourself also means making time for personal development, whether through hobbies, learning, self-care, or spiritual practices. It's about continuously growing as an individual, not just for the sake of a relationship, but for your own well-being. The more you invest in yourself, the more you bring to the table in any relationship. In summary, starting with yourself isn't just a self-help concept. It's a fundamental principle for creating a healthy, thriving relationship. It requires honesty, self-awareness, and a commitment to growth. It means understanding your worth, setting boundaries, and approaching relationships from a place of love and wholeness. When you invest in yourself, you prepare not only for the relationship you want, but for the life you deserve. Having a clear vision is one of the most powerful tools in any area of life, and this is especially true when it comes to relationships. A vision for your relationship serves as a roadmap, guiding you, your partner, in the direction you want to take together. Without a clear vision, it's easy to get lost in the chaos of daily life or become distracted by fleeting desires, superficial attractions, or societal pressures. When you have a clear vision, you are not simply waiting for something to happen, you are actively working toward building something meaningful. So what does it mean to have a clear vision for your relationship? It starts with understanding what you truly want in a partnership. What are your core values? And how do you want those values to manifest in the way you relate to each other? Do you want a relationship based on love and respect where both individuals grow together? Or do you seek companionship where emotional support and understanding are paramount? These are the kinds of questions you need to ask yourself because the answers will shape the choices you make and the relationship you build. Clarity of vision begins with self-awareness, which we've already discussed, but it goes beyond knowing yourself. It also involves knowing what your relationship should look like, not just in the present, but in the future. The perfect relationship doesn't just happen. It's something that requires intentionality and foresight. Without a vision, it's easy to settle for what's convenient or what feels good in the moment. But a deep, lasting connection demands more than this. A clear vision gives your relationship purpose. It helps you and your partner stay focused on the big picture, even during difficult times. It's about seeing beyond the small challenges and knowing that the struggles are temporary and part of the larger journey. When you have clarity about what you want, you're able to better communicate those desires to your partner. Effective communication becomes possible because you both understand where you're heading. You're not speaking in vague terms or hoping for the best. Instead, you're able to have honest conversations about your goals and expectations. This level of communication creates a strong foundation for trust and respect because it eliminates misunderstandings. If both of you share the same vision for the future, you can align your actions, efforts, and decisions to make that future a reality. Another important aspect of clarity is being able to identify what you don't want. Sometimes knowing what you don't want is just as important as knowing what you do want. A clear vision helps you establish boundaries, things you will not tolerate, values you will not compromise on, and behaviors you will not accept. Without a vision, it's easy to overlook red flags or justify behaviors that go against your own values. But when you're clear about what you want from a relationship, you're less likely to settle for anything less. This clarity gives you the strength to walk away from situations or people who don't align with your vision. A clear vision also helps you navigate the ups and downs of any relationship. Every partnership goes through challenges, disagreements, moments of doubt, or external pressures. When you and your partner have a shared vision, it provides a sense of unity during these difficult times. You can remind each other of the bigger picture, of the life you're building together. This vision becomes a source of resilience, motivating you both to push through challenges with the understanding that they are just temporary obstacles. It's the shared belief in a greater future that keeps both individuals focused on working together to overcome the hard times. Having clarity of vision also involves being adaptable. While a vision provides direction, it doesn't mean that the path will always be straight or predictable. Life can throw unexpected challenges your way and circumstances may change, but when you have a clear vision, you can adjust and adapt while still staying aligned with your long-term goals. It's about being open to change and growth, both individually and as a couple, while staying committed to the core values and purpose that brought you together in the first place. Moreover, clarity of vision is about not only where you are going as a couple, but also about how you get there. The way you treat each other, the way you communicate, the way you support one another, these are all part of the journey. A vision isn't just about a destination, but about the kind of relationship you're committed to building on the way. It's a continuous effort to be kind, loving, patient, and understanding with each other, no matter what the future holds. In conclusion, a clear vision for your relationship is essential for creating a meaningful, lasting partnership. It provides a roadmap for both of you, helps align your values and goals, and allows you to build a future together with intention. When both individuals are clear on what they want and where they're heading, the relationship becomes stronger, more purposeful, and more resilient. With clarity, you can navigate challenges with confidence and trust, knowing that you're working toward a shared dream together. Vulnerability is often seen as a weakness, something to be avoided or protected against in relationships. In a world where we're constantly told to be strong, independent, and self-sufficient, the idea of opening ourselves up and showing our true, unguarded selves can feel frightening and unnatural. Yet vulnerability is in fact one of the most powerful and transformative forces in building meaningful, lasting relationships. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we create an opportunity for true connection. We move beyond the superficial layers we put up to protect ourselves from hurt, and we invite others into our most authentic selves. This is where the magic of any relationship begins, not in the polished versions of who we are, but in the raw, unedited reality of our humanity. It's in the moments when we dare to show our fears, our insecurities, and our struggles that the depth of connection truly flourishes. The reason vulnerability is so powerful is because it fosters trust. When we open up and share our vulnerabilities with others, we are demonstrating trust in them. We are saying, I believe that you will accept me as I am, flaws and all. This act of trust is not one-sided. It invites the other person to do the same. When both people in a relationship are able to be vulnerable with each other, the relationship deepens in ways that surface-level interactions simply cannot. Instead of hiding behind walls or pretending to be something we're not, we give ourselves permission to be real, which creates space for others to do the same. Vulnerability also allows for deeper emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy is built on mutual understanding and empathy, and these can only be cultivated when both people are willing to share their inner worlds. When we hold back out of fear or shame, we keep the other person at a distance, preventing them from truly knowing us. But when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we invite them into our emotional landscape. We share our joys, our pains, our dreams, and our struggles. This openness not only strengthens the bond between two people, but also fosters a sense of closeness that makes the relationship feel safe and nurturing. This level of emotional intimacy also creates a sense of mutual support. When we show vulnerability, we are also giving the other person permission to show theirs. In doing so, we create a space where both individuals can lean on each other in times of need. Instead of facing challenges alone or bottling up our feelings, we open ourselves to the comfort and support of someone who understands and accepts us. This creates a dynamic where both partners feel emotionally secure and supported, knowing that they have a safe place to express their true selves without fear of judgment or rejection. None of us are perfect, and pretending that we are only sets us up for disappointment and frustration. The power of vulnerability lies in its ability to free us from the pressure to be flawless. It allows us to embrace our imperfections and see them not as shortcomings, but as integral parts of who we are. When we let go of the need to appear perfect, we can approach our relationships with a sense of honesty and humility. We acknowledge that we will make mistakes, we will have flaws, and we will experience moments of uncertainty, but instead of hiding from these things, we embrace them as part of the human experience. This acceptance of imperfection creates a deeper sense of authenticity and allows for genuine growth. Furthermore, vulnerability fosters empathy and compassion. When we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open the door to greater empathy. We recognize that we are all human, and we all have struggles, fears, and insecurities. By being vulnerable with others, we help them to feel seen and understood. It's in those moments of shared vulnerability that we realize we are not alone in our experiences. This connection creates a bond of empathy that strengthens the relationship, making it more resilient in the face of challenges. It's important to note that vulnerability does not mean oversharing or revealing every detail of our lives immediately. Vulnerability is about balance. It's about sharing what feels right in the moment, gradually allowing trust to grow as the relationship deepens. It's about creating a safe space where both individuals can feel comfortable sharing their truths when they are ready. So vulnerability doesn't mean exposing ourselves to harm. It means being open and authentic in ways that encourage mutual respect and understanding. In conclusion, the power of vulnerability in relationships cannot be overstated. It is through vulnerability that trust is built, emotional intimacy is created, and true connection is formed. It is what allows us to show up as our authentic selves and to see others for who they truly are. When both partners are willing to be vulnerable, the relationship becomes a space of mutual support, understanding, and compassion. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It is the key to unlocking the deepest and most fulfilling relationships. It is the courage to be seen, to be imperfect, and to let love in. When we embrace vulnerability, we allow the beauty of true connection to unfold. In today's fast-paced world, where instant gratification is often the norm, the idea of patience seems almost counterintuitive when it comes to relationships. We're conditioned to want things now. to find quick solutions, to receive instant feedback, and to experience immediate satisfaction. But when it comes to building a meaningful, long-lasting relationship, patience is not just a virtue, it is an absolute necessity. Patience is key because relationships at their core require time and understanding to flourish. It's easy to fall into the trap of rushing things, whether it's moving too quickly through emotional milestones or trying to force a connection when it doesn't feel quite right. But the reality is that meaningful relationships don't happen overnight. They require consistent effort, time, and a willingness to allow things to unfold naturally. By embracing patience, we give ourselves the space to understand each other's deeper layers, to truly connect on a level that goes beyond surface appearances, and to weather the challenges that come with any relationship. Patience in relationships also means not rushing through the hard parts. Every relationship faces obstacles, whether they come in the form of miscommunications, differing perspectives, or moments of tension. It's easy to want to avoid discomfort or to take the quick route of sweeping issues under the rug, but true growth in a relationship happens when both partners are willing to face difficult moments together, take the time to understand each other's feelings, and work through challenges in a calm, thoughtful manner. Rushing to fix problems or brushing them aside might provide temporary relief, but it often leads to deeper misunderstandings and unresolved issues in the long run. Patience gives both individuals the opportunity to process their emotions, reflect on what they truly need, and work toward a solution that's sustainable and healthy for both parties involved. Moreover, patience allows for the gradual building of trust and intimacy. Trust is not something that can be rushed. It takes time to develop, especially when you are learning about each other's backgrounds, values, and experiences. Trust is built through small, consistent actions, showing up for each other, being reliable, and honoring your commitments. These actions accumulate over time, creating a strong foundation on which a relationship can thrive. When we are patient, we allow the trust to build naturally without forcing it or expecting it to happen too quickly. The same goes for emotional intimacy. It's easy to want to skip ahead to the moments of deep connection, but real intimacy is something that is cultivated slowly and steadily. It's about sharing vulnerabilities, fears, and dreams with each other in a safe, non-judgmental space. The deeper the connection, the more trust and emotional intimacy are developed over time. Patience also means giving each other the freedom to grow. No one enters a relationship as a finished product, and that's one of the most beautiful aspects of being in a partnership. We each come with our own unique histories, habits, and ways of thinking, and part of the journey of being in a relationship is allowing ourselves and our partners to evolve. But growth doesn't happen in an instant. It requires patience, both with ourselves and with each other. Sometimes this means being understanding when your partner is going through a tough time, when they are changing in ways you didn't expect, or when they need space to grow. Patience gives you the ability to support your partner through their individual growth process without rushing them to meet your expectations. Similarly, it's about giving yourself the time and space to evolve as well. In a healthy relationship, growth is mutual, and each person's personal development is nurtured by the other. Another important aspect of patience in relationships is allowing the pace to match the depth of connection. It's easy to feel impatient when things aren't moving as quickly as you'd like, whether it's in the early stages of dating or after a few years together. But rushing through a relationship, trying to speed up milestones, can result in a shallow connection. True depth comes from allowing the relationship to develop organically, taking the time to truly understand one another and experiencing life together at a pace that feels natural. Whether it's taking time to learn how to communicate better or simply being patient with each other during tough times, it's the slow, steady commitment to the relationship that builds a deeper, more fulfilling bond. Patience is also key because it allows you to appreciate the present moment in the relationship. Often we become so focused on the future, where the relationship is going, what the next step is, that we forget to be present with our partner in the here and now. Patience reminds us to savor the small moments, to enjoy the growth that's happening right now, and to recognize the beauty of where we are in the relationship at this very moment. Whether it's a quiet evening together, a shared laugh, or a moment of vulnerability, it's the everyday moments that lay the foundation for a lasting, meaningful connection. In conclusion, patience is the quiet strength that holds a relationship together, especially in the face of uncertainty or challenge. It allows us to move at the right pace, not rushing through the milestones or forcing a connection, but allowing the relationship to develop in its own time. Patience is essential in building trust, fostering emotional intimacy, supporting each other's growth, and appreciating the present. It's a reminder that good things, especially meaningful, lasting relationships, take time, and the willingness to be patient with ourselves, our partners, and the process is what leads to a love that endures. Mutual growth in a relationship is one of the most profound and fulfilling aspects of being in a partnership. It's the concept that both individuals, while being part of a couple, continue to evolve and grow as individuals while supporting each other's development. This dynamic is not just about personal growth, it's about a shared experience where both people push each other toward becoming the best versions of themselves, creating a deeper, stronger bond in the process. In relationships that prioritize mutual growth, both partners commit to not only growing together, but also to empowering each other's individual journeys. One of the most important elements of mutual growth is recognizing that relationships are not about making each other complete or whole. Rather, they're about offering support, encouragement, and a safe space for both individuals to continue learning, evolving, and becoming who they are meant to be. And this means acknowledging that both people will have different paths and goals, but that these differences can coexist within the same relationship. When mutual growth is present, there's an understanding that each partner's individuality is important, and that supporting each other's dreams, passions, and pursuits will ultimately make the relationship stronger. Mutual growth starts with understanding and respecting each other's unique qualities. It involves recognizing that each partner brings something valuable to the table, whether it's a different perspective, skill set, or life experience. This diversity can be a source of strength if it's embraced. For example, one partner may be driven by career ambitions, while the other might be focused on personal well-being or creative passions. Rather than feeling threatened by these differences, mutual growth thrives when both partners encourage each other to pursue their goals and interests. They support one another in achieving success while also celebrating the journey of personal development. This mutual support fosters an environment where both individuals feel empowered to reach their full potential, and their individual growth enhances the relationship as a whole. In the context of mutual growth, communication becomes a key factor. It's essential to be open and honest with each other about what each person needs for growth, both as an individual and as part of the relationship. Sometimes this means having conversations about long-term goals, personal desires, and the ways in which the relationship can be an avenue for personal development. For instance, a partner might need time to focus on their career or educational goals, and this could require flexibility and understanding from the other person. In return, the other partner may need encouragement or reassurance as they pursue their own dreams. Healthy communication about these needs ensures that both partners feel heard and supported in their individual pursuits, creating a sense of balance and harmony within the relationship. Mutual growth also involves vulnerability. It's about being able to share your fears, doubts, and challenges with each other, and knowing that your partner will support you through those difficult moments. The willingness to be vulnerable with each other allows for deeper emotional intimacy, which in turn encourages both partners to grow together. By being honest about your insecurities, weaknesses, and struggles, you create an atmosphere of trust and understanding where both individuals can lean on each other for support. This vulnerability not only strengthens the bond between partners, but also facilitates personal growth by allowing each person to confront their own challenges with a partner by their side. An essential part of mutual growth is learning from one another. When both partners are open to growth, they see the relationship as a learning experience. Each person can offer valuable insights, feedback, and new perspectives that help the other person become better. For example, one partner may have an exceptional ability to stay calm and composed during stressful situations, and the other might learn to apply these skills in their own life. Similarly, one partner might be more adventurous or open to trying new things, and the other might be inspired to step outside of their comfort zone and embrace change. This dynamic of learning from each other ensures that growth is a continuous, collaborative process, not just a one-sided journey. Mutual growth also requires patience and understanding. Growth is not always a linear process, and there will be times when one partner faces challenges or setbacks in their personal development. During these moments, it's crucial to be patient and supportive. Instead of rushing the process or trying to fix things, mutual growth requires offering understanding and compassion. Sometimes growth involves navigating difficult emotions or learning how to handle life's obstacles. By being patient with each other, you allow both individuals to progress at their own pace, creating a space where growth can happen organically without the pressure of expectation. Lastly, mutual growth in a relationship requires a shared commitment to the relationship itself. Both partners must be willing to invest time and energy into nurturing the bond, fostering trust, and creating an environment where both people feel safe to grow. This includes making time for each other, showing appreciation, and ensuring that both individuals feel valued. A relationship that focuses on mutual growth doesn't allow one partner to dominate or control the other. Rather, both individuals are seen as equal contributors to the growth of the relationship and to each other's personal evolution. In conclusion, mutual growth is the essence of a fulfilling and lasting relationship. It's about creating a partnership where both individuals are committed to their own personal development while supporting each other's individual journeys. Through understanding, open communication, vulnerability, learning from each other, and patience, a relationship focused on mutual growth allows both partners to evolve together. Rather than stifling each other's growth, mutual growth empowers both individuals to be their best selves, strengthening the bond between them and fostering a deep, lasting connection. It's this commitment to growth, both individually and as a couple, that truly creates the foundation for a fulfilling, meaningful relationship. Effective communication is the cornerstone of any successful relationship, and it is often the difference between a relationship that thrives and one that falters. Communication goes beyond simply exchanging words. It encompasses listening, understanding, expressing feelings, and being vulnerable with one another. In a relationship, communication creates a bridge that connects both partners, allowing them to understand each other's needs, desires, and emotions. Without clear and effective communication, misunderstandings can arise, conflicts can escalate, and emotional distance can develop. On the other hand, when communication is prioritized, it fosters trust, emotional intimacy, and a deeper connection. At the heart of communication is the ability to listen, truly listen, not just to respond, but to understand. In many relationships, partners may hear what the other person is saying, but they don't always take the time to actively listen and comprehend the message behind the words. Listening requires presence, attentiveness, and empathy. It's about putting aside distractions, making eye contact, and focusing on the speaker's words and emotions. Active listening involves reflecting back what has been said, asking clarifying questions, and showing a genuine interest in the other person's perspective. This level of listening builds trust because it shows the other person that their thoughts, feelings, and opinions are valued and respected. Equally important is the ability to express oneself clearly and openly. When we don't communicate our thoughts and feelings effectively, assumptions and misinterpretations can take root. This often leads to frustration, confusion, or even resentment. Expressing ourselves honestly and openly allows our partner to understand our needs, desires, and concerns. However, it's not just about speaking your mind, it's also about doing so in a way that is respectful, compassionate, and considerate of the other person's feelings. The way we say things is just as important as what we say. Using I statements instead of you statements, for example, helps to avoid blame and create space for open dialogue. Rather than saying, "You never listen to me," a more constructive approach would be, "I feel unheard when I share my thoughts." This subtle shift in language helps to keep the conversation focused on the feelings and needs of the speaker rather than accusing or criticizing the other person. Communication is also about understanding emotions, both our own and our partners. It's not just about conveying information, it's about connecting on a deeper emotional level. Emotions are complex and sometimes it's difficult to put them into words. Yet being able to articulate how we feel and why we feel that way is vital to emotional intimacy. It allows our partner to see us for who we truly are beyond the surface level. Similarly, it's important to be attuned to our partner's emotions even when they are not verbally expressed. Nonverbal cues, such as body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions, can reveal a lot about what someone is feeling. Being attuned to these cues allows us to better understand our partner's needs and respond with empathy and care. This kind of emotional awareness strengthens the bond between partners and fosters a sense of safety and security. Another crucial aspect of communication is vulnerability. In a relationship, we must be willing to expose our true selves, including our fears, insecurities, and weaknesses. Vulnerability allows for deeper emotional connection and fosters trust because it shows that we are not afraid to be seen as we are, imperfections and all. It can be challenging to be vulnerable, especially if we have been hurt in the past, but it is necessary for a relationship to grow and deepen. When both partners feel safe to be vulnerable with each other, they create an environment of acceptance and emotional safety, which is essential for fostering a healthy, lasting connection. Conflict resolution is also an important aspect of communication. No relationship is without disagreements or challenges, but how we handle conflict is a direct reflection of the strength of our communication. Instead of avoiding difficult conversations or resorting to arguments and defensiveness, healthy communication involves addressing issues head-on with respect and a willingness to understand each other's point of view. It's important to approach conflict with a mindset of problem solving rather than winning or being right. When both partners are committed to understanding each other's perspective and finding a solution that works for both, conflict becomes an opportunity for growth, not a threat to the relationship. In addition to conflict resolution, ongoing communication is key to maintaining a strong relationship. It's easy to take communication for granted once the initial stages of a relationship settle down, but regular check-ins and open conversations are necessary to ensure that both partners continue to feel understood, supported, and connected. This includes talking about dreams, fears, expectations, and even the small day-to-day things that make up life together. Even when everything is going well, staying connected through regular, meaningful communication strengthens the foundation of the relationship. In conclusion, communication is everything in a relationship. It shapes how we understand each other, how we navigate challenges, and how we build emotional intimacy. Through listening, expressing ourselves clearly, understanding emotions, being vulnerable, resolving conflicts respectfully, and staying connected, communication creates a bond that is deep, strong, and enduring. It's through communication that we truly know and are known by our partners, and it is the key to creating a lasting, fulfilling connection. The ability to communicate openly and honestly with each other is the foundation on which any successful relationship is built. Without it, there can be no true intimacy, understanding, or trust.